started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
Hello, what the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome back to City Girls Make Do. I'm your host, Alex, and you have a hard dick.
I'm your host, Stephanie, and I'm stealing my name from Jess's Discord name for like a month, which is Skimble Skank, the railway cat. Because trains.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back again, and we're on season 5, episode 7, The Big Journey.
Our penultimate 7-5 episode, season 5 episode. Yeah, our penultimate 7-5 episode. The Big Journey. Do you get it? Because
do you get it? Because they go on a journey, and Big is here.
Big is there, and like, remember how Big moved to California? They're going on a journey to California.
I know.
Yeah, like I cannot believe it. What they're doing here is incredible.
Yeah, as you can tell, my mind is blown.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just jump straight into this beast.
I think we fucking can, because this is, good episode.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Good episode. I was a little bit mad, but I was also a little bit happy. It was good. It was good mostly. So
I was losing my mind a couple times, but we'll get there.
Well, yeah.
So we start with the gals out at dinner, and Carrie's going on a book tour into San Francisco. Which, like, all right, here's my question, which was never brought up. Why would her book be popular, like, in San Francisco when she has a primarily New York, like, based readership?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea. She's apparently popular there. Maybe San Francisco was, like, ahead of the time on internet newspaper? I don't know. Maybe Big just made her really big there. He, like, introduced her column. Definitely didn't happen, but you never know.
I mean, yeah, maybe Silicon Valley, like, that's near there, I think. I don't know. I have played Watch Dogs 2, which is set in San Francisco, and they have, like, a fake Elon Musk and everything. It's a good game.
Okay. What I don't get...
But my PS2 is broken, so I can't replay it, so I can't get factual knowledge.
Okay.
So I can't confirm nor deny.
I guess we just won't know, I guess. Like, there's no way we could possibly know. So
don't fact check us.
What I'm so confused about is that, like, so I knew Big moved to California, but I didn't know he moved to San Francisco. In fact, that seems like a really weird place to live if you're gonna open a vineyard.
Well, did he not move to Martha's Vineyard?
I don't know. I don't know. I just figured that
all my life I thought was in New England.
I don't know anything, but I figured that, like, if you do wineries in California, that you do them in, like, I don't know, Napa or something, like, inland, like, where there's, fields and not where you're, like, on the ocean. That's what I thought, at least.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Californian wine, nor do I feel called to Google or go back and watch that episode. So
that is
again, listen, life gives you questions, and sometimes you didn't have the answer.
Yeah, no, pretty much. That's a good point.
Yeah,
but apparently Big lives there, so it's a double trip.
Yeah, and also 2 birds 1 stone. Carrie is very horny.
She is so fucking horny this episode. Like, she's gonna she is just dying. She is like a dog in heat and, like, desperate for Big specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this is perhaps extremely valid of her. 1, to be horny and be like, okay, 2, I can't be asked to find a new guy, so I'm just gonna just fucking run this guy, I already know.
That's a good point, especially if she's already going to be in his vicinity. Like, it's not like she's just going out to San Francisco for shits. Like, she does have a reason to be there.
And it's not like she's going out there just to fuck him. She's like, he's in the area. I'm horny. I don't want to find some new guy and do the whole dating thing. I just want to fuck. So, like, why not a guy who I already know what he's like in bed?
Yeah, and it's like, she's not like she can really get attached again because he doesn't fucking live in New York. So it's kind of different than normally if she was going to normally hook up with Big in New York City.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I'm fine with this, honestly. I mean, I'm not fine with it, but, like, I don't wholeheartedly disagree with her.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of just like, okay, like, do what you have to do. I'm kind of pissed off that I have to see Big, but, like, he still lives in California, so at this point, it's like, whatever, it's fine. If she wants to get laid, that's great. Good for her.
Exactly. And, so... I mean, they discuss, like, male sex workers, and they're like, oh, why aren't there male prostitutes? I'm quoting them, by the way.
Yeah, because they're so horny that they're like, what if I could just, like, pay somebody instead of, like, having to find someone to hook up with? Which is, like,
and then
you can.
Samantha's like, you can just do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're like, no. She's like, no, but you can.
Yeah.
And it's never brought up again, like,
well, it's never brought up again.
She could just do that.
But, like, Carrie does refer to Big a couple times in the episode as her male prostitute. A couple times. And it's like, I mean, that's not what that is. Like, you're planning on sleeping with him, but he's not doing sex work. It's literally just someone you used to sleep with that you want to sleep with again.
Yeah, that's free. He would not be in my own private Idaho.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And yeah, they just want to fuck though. Like, fucking, well, even though Charlotte is like, oh, well, you know, women just don't have that animal urge to just fuck like men do. And it's like, I mean, okay, first of all, that's fucking fake as fuck, but Carrie's like, yeah, no, shut the fuck up. I just want someone to lay on top of me. Like, I just want to be crushed by a man. And
that's kind of a mood. That's an entire fucking mood. Like, sometimes you do just want someone to, like, lay on top of you and be like, and, you know, feel the weight of another person.
Just fucking decimate me. Like, just, yeah. That's it.
Pound me. Destroy me. Mm-hmm. Wreck me. Rearrange my guts. I don't... Sometimes you just want to be fucked.
And that's what Carrie wants. And it turns out that is also kind of what Charlotte wants this week, too. So, like, she's gonna learn that the hard way. Like, hard way.
Literally.
Yeah. And, like... Yeah, basically, like, the rest of this scene is just, like, Carrie, well, they're all horny, like, there's these guys who are looking at them from across the bar, but that's, like, they don't want to fuck these guys, and Samantha also has these amazing fish skeleton earrings on.
I know! They're, like, gold, and they're so cool.
They're so good, and Charlotte, God, I keep getting their names mixed up today. Samantha is like, I'm so bored of everything. I'm so bored of all these men, of all this food, this nice, amazing food at this restaurant. And Carrie's like, well, you're the only one bored enough to come with me, so why don't you take the train to San Francisco with me? And it'll be super fun.
Yeah, you can just take a week off work. It's fine.
Yeah, normal. I mean, Carrie, like, I guess she can work remotely because she can just bring her laptop anywhere, I guess. But, like, yeah, Samantha, not quite. Like, her job is a very in-person type of job, doing PR.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But she's like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'll come.
Yeah, just fuck off for a week. And because taking the train across the country is, like, unfair. Like, it takes, like, a fucking, I mean, I don't know about the US because it's more of, like, a diagonal trip. But if you take a trip across Canada in a train, that's, like, a week-long trip. Like, it's a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't know because honestly, it would take you a day max to get anywhere in the UK.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot smaller. Canada's very wide.
But in terms of, like, international train journeys, yeah, that's a lot of time to devote to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're absolutely, like, I cannot believe they're doing this. Like, I do love a train. Like, believe me, I love a train. But
I don't love trains. I feel like for me, trains, in my head, I remember I was talking to someone who, like, didn't live in London, and I called the tube a train, and they were like, that's not a train, that's an underground. And I was like,
It's a train, though. It's just underground.
You realize what they do, and also, like, 70% of the fucking underground is not underground.
Yeah. People are fucking stupid. Like, they're fucking
It's literally
trains.
not. Unless you're in, like, central, most of it's not underground.
Yeah. God.
And I'm like, it's a train. It's on tracks. It's a train. Anyway.
Well, the reason that Carrie wants to take the train is because she's like, flying makes me nervous. But, like, we've seen her fly to LA before. Like, they literally went to LA on a plane. They were gonna fucking fly to Atlantic City on a plane. Like, they didn't, but they were going to.
Yeah.
That's way closer. The only difference is that this episode is post 9/11.
Oh.
That is the only difference. That is the only difference. I guess.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Because LA is honestly pretty much just as far as San Francisco. Like,
it's so fucking far from New York. Like, I do not understand. The train is like the last way. I would rather just rent a car and drive. Like, I love the idea of taking a train trip if I have nothing to do, and it's like, okay, it would be really nice to like see stuff and maybe like get off somewhere and like take a look. But like, I don't want to like spend a week of my time when I also have to be like working and stuff when I like for that long of a trip. Like, that's a very long trip.
yeah, if I were taking a train, like, I would probably take a train to, like, Paris or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or, because, like, if I was working, you can just go from, like, city to city, which is very handy.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, if I'm going to be on a train for longer than a few hours, get me a plane. I don't want to sit for that long. I say as someone who just sits in their house all fucking day. But, you know what I mean?
You can get up, though.
Exactly, and I'm not moving the entire time.
No.
I'm stationary.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a choice that they make, but I guess before they even get on the train, Carrie does her question. This is a very early question this week.
Yeah.
It's the second scene of the episode, and she's starting to wonder, are we the new bachelors? Because, you know, bachelors just want to fuck, and they're, like, just single, I guess.
Yeah, because she's horny. She just wants to fuck.
Like,
so that makes her
a
a bachelor,
Mhm.
baby. I don't know.
I guess.
I don't think wanting to fuck is gendered.
I don't think it is either. And I guess maybe the difference is that the whole idea of being a bachelor is supposed to be kind of like cool. Like, you're just this single guy who lives alone. You don't have any responsibilities. You don't have to worry about stuff. You're very like just in like by yourself. Whereas being a bachelorette is kind of like not seen to be as good of a thing. So it's like, well, why are you not married? But that's not even the angle they're approaching at this episode. They're not even like they're not being like, oh, it's so cool that we're bachelors. Like, I have no idea. They just want to fuck.
They just want to fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's our question. They never answer it, of course.
No, they never bring it up again.
No. So then, so Carrie and Samantha are at the train station. They're all glammed up, thinking it's going to be like the Orient Express or like the Trans-Siberian fucking rail. Wait, it's going to show my fucking ignorance on trains. But I was like, I think the Trans-Siberian Railway is just a line of tracks.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Those like...
It's the one that goes from like Moscow to Beijing. Like,
yeah, but those like turn of the century, like really cool fucking, you know, glamorous, like, oh, we're going to get murdered and there's chandeliers on the train. Ooh, that kind of thing.
I mean, they're Gen X. I don't think they long to get murdered like millennials do.
Good point.
But yeah, sorry, keep going.
But yeah, okay, so they think it's going to be all glam and it's just a train.
Yeah, no, it's like they really do think it's very sexy. Matt got so excited watching this because like he is like the biggest train enthusiast, and so like we're watching this and like they're like in the station and they're so excited and like they have deluxe train suites and they're like, oh, Samantha even says, I've always wanted to ride a train. It's so sexy, and they hear the like train do its like toot toot and they both squeal, like they're so happy. But then like, yeah, Matt was like, that's me. Like
like that just reminded me of when I dated a guy who was like had like he plane watched.
Okay, is that like bird watching?
Yeah, but with planes. Like he was really into planes. He had like a fucking radar on his phone. And
are you supposed to like identify what kind of planes they are? Like,
yeah. And I was like, what's your favorite type of plane? And he'd be like, I thought he was going to say some like maybe like a warplane or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. And he was like, "Oh, I like a Boeing 747 or something." And it was such like a normal commercial plane. And I was like, keep talking about planes. It's so sexy. And I don't know why, but it was.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who knows anything about telling the planes apart. Like, they're the same to me. Like, it's a big plane, or it's a small plane, or it's a really big plane, or a really small plane, or it's a helicopter.
Exactly.
Like, there's some differences. Like,
Exactly. But I was like, oh my god, you know so much about a really specific subject. That is somehow extremely sexy to me.
Yeah,
Carry on.
that makes sense.
And you
Yeah.
have to be like, this isn't hot. And I'm like, but it is.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Well, Samantha thinks trains are really sexy for now, but then the second they get in the train, they're just extremely disappointed because they get shown to their cabin, like their like deluxe first class cabin, and it's like pretty small. Like they get like a space to themselves where they can like get up and move around. There's like a bathroom in their cabin, but like the shower is over the toilet, and they're like just extremely, holy shit, we have to live like this for pretty much a week as we get to fucking San Francisco.
I mean, this is Carrie. I was gonna say like, but don't you have the internet? And they don't. And also, Carrie is shown to be terrified of technology. So
that's true. And train Wi-Fi is fucking bad. It's so bad. Like I've taken the train from fucking like Toronto to Ottawa before, and it is dire. The internet situation, like the sitting situation for like a 5-hour train ride is fine, but like because it's basically just like being on a plane that's on the ground, but like yeah,
but it's I mean, I'm just kind of like, what did you expect? But
yeah, it's very dead dumb, do not eat. Like that's it. They don't know anything. Like they didn't look into this at all. Like I don't even think she looked into like what the first class cabins looked like.
No.
But yeah.
They hate it, and they're gonna cry. And I agree with them. I would cry too.
I don't think I could do this for a week, but like it depends on the scenery, honestly, because like part of me is like, I would love to do like the train from Moscow to Beijing. That sounds fucking sick as hell. Like I would love that. But then like, and I would love to do it. I've always thought it'd be cool to do like the rail across Canada from like one end to the other. But, like, I feel like that seems different than going across, like, they're like, we went through Oklahoma, and I'm like, who? But, I don't know, like...
Like the musical?
Yeah, like the musical. Like, it doesn't exist in real life. They drove through a theater playing the musical.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like traveling at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is maybe what sets me apart from other millennials is, you know, everyone's like, oh, so I was in Thailand doing this, blah, blah, blah. I hate traveling. I hate moving. I hate being, like, the idea, like, okay, being in a different country or being in a different place is cool and all. Mm-hmm. That's fun. But actually traveling, actually getting from one place to another is so stressful. I hate it.
It is stressful, especially if you're traveling with the wrong people who are just like, you cannot be in a confined space with at all times when you are going through every emotion you've ever experienced in your life from travel. Yeah, it can be bad.
If I were going to be traveling, I would need to be alone. I know I'm a woman and it's not entirely safe, but I would have a mental breakdown on day 2 if I was with other people. It would just, I can't do it.
You're so valid.
I don't like being with other people in confined spaces.
I mean, that's extremely fair. It really depends on the people for me. It's like very few people that I want to do that with, and that's it.
So then we move on to Charlotte, and Harry's popped round. It's a Harry again.
Oh, he's here.
He's here. Yeah, so he's popped round to deliver the divorce papers, and she's like, don't you have like a courier or something? And he's like, literally, I'm a couple blocks away and we could just charge you more. But secretly he has a crush on her and he wants to see her.
Which, like, that's cute. I like that. Yeah, she's just, like, she isn't expecting him, so she's, like, in exercise clothes, like, she's, like, about to go for a run or something like that, and it's very hot outside, because Harry comes in and he's like, I don't remember exactly what he says, but he says it's very hot out.
Or he says he's schwitzing like a pudding at a picnic, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And he is dripping with sweat, literally. She signs the papers and his sweat drips on the ink. It's great.
The close-up of his head, and it looks like the episode from, like, 2 weeks ago where the guy was going down on Miranda. It looks like they did the same makeup on the top of his head that they did around that guy's face. Like,
he looks like when they have a heart attack in a TV show and they're just wet.
I mean, yeah, it's like they must have, like, actually, like, soaked his face. It is so sweaty, and the close-up is so close you can see, like, the beads of sweat on his face. And I get it, like, existing in the season of summer is possibly the worst thing that you could ever ask me to do. I hate to be alive in the heat of the summer. I hate it so much. I get this. He's valid. What are you supposed to do?
I mean, like, it's starting to get warmer here, so everyone is like, oh, I can't wait for summer. I'm going to be a hoe, this, blah, 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 blah. And all I can think about is being on the tube and walking the fucking 20-minute walk to my class after I get off the tube in a pair of lycra shorts.
Yeah. And, like, your hair is, like, all humid from being outside, and you're sticky, and your legs are sticking together, and your thighs are just, you're chafing, and you have to wear shorts because you can't wear pants or you'll die. And then, like, there is a time where, like, the weather gets to its peak niceness, where it's, like, it gets up to, like, 22 degrees with, like, no wind, and you're like, this is the best anything has ever been. But that is not in the summer. That is in, like, May.
Yeah. In like a couple months, I'm going to be like, this is the best ever. Like, I love it. I love being with my friends. Let's drink. Let's, like, go to the pub. Let's sit in the garden. Let's drink. Let's do this. By the time it's June, I will be schwitzing like a pudding at a picnic. It will not be cute.
It's so true. And, like, I feel like not enough people think about this. It's like I don't know, but also, like, okay, so if you actually live somewhere that gets really hot and you still like summer, okay, and when I say really hot, I mean, like, it goes over 30 degrees really consistently, and it's also humid, and you still like summer, that, like, you still enjoy existing in it, then, like, good for you, because, like, you're braver than any U.S. Marine. But if you live somewhere that's, like, 25 degrees in the summer and you're like, I love this so much, this is the best season, then shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm very delicate, and I don't want, oh god, I'm dreading it.
Like,
but
you're completely valid for not even living somewhere with a very hot summer and still hating it, like.
Because there's no fucking air conditioning.
No, it's awful. And, like, especially when you live in a city of any kind where you actually have to be very close to other people with, like, transit like that. Like, if I go into Toronto when it is fucking summer and it's extremely humid, if you have to get on one of the streetcars that have no air conditioning, you might as well just fucking, like, you might as well just be in a crematorium at that moment, getting burned.
You might as well fucking turn on your oven and climb in it and boil yourself alive, like, just burn yourself, because you'll have a better time and you'll be around less people.
Exactly.
But anyway, so Harry's like, oh, this is a nice place you got. I'm glad, we fought to get it. And she's like, actually, I'm thinking of selling it.
Well, like, it's fair. I mean, I guess, like, what she really wanted was, like, if she owns the place, she can do whatever she wants with it. So, like, then she can just get another place that's not so big. And, like, this is, like, her being able to get a new place, which she couldn't do with, like, Trace fucking coin collection or whatever the fuck that lawyer wanted to give her, so.
Yeah, but he's like, okay then, thanks. And he says, okay, well, if you're looking into selling stuff, my friend is selling his, like, bachelor pad, and you'll probably need to do a lot to it, but it's cool. I can maybe get you, like, a first look. And she's, like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Thanks, Harry.
Yeah, which is, like, okay, nice.
Uh-huh. No ulterior motives.
Nope, of course not.
See, I keep thinking I've been watching like a lot of these like Drag Race recaps.
Mhm.
Don't at me, but in one of I am problematic fave. But they always play that. You know that song Jenna had in 30 Rock where she's like, "Secret plan, revenge on my mind."
Yes.
That's Harry in this moment.
Oh my god, it really is.
Like this is no ulterior motives whatsoever.
None, no.
No.
And Charlotte I love of course, Kristen Davis once again knocking it out of the park with her facial expressions, because there's so many moments where they show a close-up of her face. Like, you see a close-up of Harry's, like, dripping head, and then you see a close-up of Charlotte's face, and she's just like, her face is just like, oh, okay, I see. This is what we're doing here. And
complete disgust.
she, like, offers him a tissue, and then he wipes his forehead, and, like, a piece of the tissue sticks to his forehead, and she's just like, this is disgusting.
She's like, you are repulsive.
She genuinely thinks he's so gross, and I'm like, oh, but he's so sweet.
Yeah. But after that, Sam and Carrie they decide to have a spot of lunch, and they go to the dining car, and they think again there will be chandeliers despite seeing their fucking broom.
They know how big the train is. Like, they know how wide it is. Like, what were they fucking expecting?
And it's just like a cafe. Like, it's pretty normal, and they're like, bleh.
Yeah, Malk said that this was anti-train propaganda. He, like, when they walk in and they're just, like, horrified by this.
I think it is. And also seeing the way they move on the train, they're, like, falling over all the time.
Yeah.
They haven't been on the subway in 20 years, both of them.
No. It's, like, extremely unrelatable to me, but...
I think I now have that, like, Naruto fucking, I can ground myself to the earth without touching anything.
Yeah.
You know, especially with coronavirus around, I'm like, I don't want to touch anything on this train, so I will just Hokage myself into the ground.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yep. But so yeah, they're like, oh, table for two, and the waiters like literally just sit anywhere. It does not matter.
Yeah.
So the only free space is next to an Amish couple.
Yeah, they're extremely, like, very just wearing the classic, like, black outfit, very covered up. I guess they love trains, because they don't really fly much.
Well, because I guess it would be the only way they could travel.
I mean,
they also might be Mennonites. Like, Mennonites are, like, kind of a bit more chill about that stuff, but a train's the only way they could travel because it's, like, pre-1800 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's pre-1800, but it's still, like, powered by, like, I mean, I guess it's not...
It's not a steam train.
No, exactly. So I don't really know, but, like, I guess it's, like, the fastest way to travel that's not flying, I guess, and they're not gonna drive a car, so... Well, I don't know. I don't know what Mennonites do. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not a Mennonite, obviously, by the fact that I'm recording this on a podcast on the internet.
I don't know what it really means, but I just know that they're very conservative, these particular people. So they sit next to them, and Samantha's like, God, everyone on this train is so ugly, and Carrie is just like, well, one of them is like, I wouldn't fuck a single man on this train.
Do you know what? A valid again. I will say, my energy is depleted if I'm not around attractive people.
If there's not a single person around that you would
Yeah, if we all died right now, I need to be around someone I would fuck. Even if it's just myself.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But I will always be on the train and be like, I'm the baddest bitch on this Metropolitan line.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like a given.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel yeah.
She's basically just like, there's every single person here is ugly. I was told there would be attractive people here, and there are not. And I'm gonna fucking kill you because I'm horny, Carrie, and I'm your friend, and I agreed to do that. Like, she's having a
meltdown,
really.
And Carrie's like, believe me, I am also super horny, and this is killing me. And, like, the Mennonite woman is just, like, staring at her and just giving her this look. And Carrie's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry that I'm talking about being horny.
Like, freedom of speech, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly that's when freedom of speech, like, is something you want to bring up, when you're like, I'm allowed to talk about how horny I want to be wherever I want, and no one can arrest me for it.
Exactly. I remember I was walking down the street with my friends once, and they were like, and they were like talking about sex very graphically, and they're like, oh, when they get the strap, and I'm like, you guys, there are children here.
I'm surprised there's no kids on this train, to be honest, but traveling with children does sound like a nightmare, so if you don't have to, then I wouldn't, but...
No. So, obviously, they're like, okay, well, there's no horny people here, like, there's no fucking hot people here. Carrie is getting a zit, so she's very upset about that. And basically, they're just stressed, and also the only decent food is apparently the club sandwich.
Yeah, and like, I love a club sandwich, but I would get really tired of eating the same train food every day for like a week straight, I think.
Yeah. I will say benefit of a train is that the food tastes better because you don't have that like airplane pressure thing.
Yeah, there's like, I can't remember the last time I actually ate like a meal on an airplane, because they don't normally serve them on, like, if I ever fly, it's usually like Toronto to Vancouver or Victoria, and like those flights are like 5 hours tops, 5.5 hours tops. So like they don't serve meals on them. So I haven't had plain food in a long time. Yeah,
plain food is disgusting, but I do love a pretzel.
Oh yeah, I love the like snacks they have, because like those are just shit that like, those are fine.
And the orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The little orange juice, the little cup, I can fuck with that.
I do love that. I will say people always talk about how plain ice is supposed to be really good, but I have never noticed this in my life. Everyone was like, everyone knows plain ice is the best ice. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So then I took a plane and I got a drink with ice, and I was like, this is just fucking normal ice. It's not better. And also, I feel like isn't it supposed to be like more gross and more like bacteria-y kind of ice than like normal, because of like how it's stored?
I feel like planes, like all transport is disgusting. I definitely feel like that Naomi Campbell video where she just wipes everything down and puts a mask on and is like, I don't want to touch anything. That's me. I'm a bit of a germaphobe.
I'm kind of not. Like, I should probably be more of a germaphobe. I'm the kind of person who, like, will drop something on the ground and then, like, eat it. Like, depends on what it is. Like, if it's really gross, I'm like, if it's, like, something that's, like, really wet, I'm not going to. If it's, like, you know, a gross floor. Depends what floor it is. But, like, I don't know. I feel like this has maybe helped my immune system. Maybe I get sick less because I ate a lot off the floor as a kid. I have no idea. But, like, I'm not I'm sanitary in the sense where I'm, like, hygienic. Like, I'll, like, always wash my hands when I'm supposed to and stuff. But, like, when it comes to, like, you know, eating things and touching things, I'm kind of like, oops, I probably shouldn't do that. But, like, it's fine.
I can't function if I don't have hand sanitizer when I'm out. So
yeah, that's fair.
Can't relate, but I also think you're valid.
We're both valid. It's
exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of it. And then they just they're horny and keep apologizing to the religious people.
They do keep apologizing, and it's like they clearly don't mean it, but it's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly Carrie. Samantha does not give a shit.
Oh, she doesn't give a shit, and she's so valid. Like, fucking grow up. They're adults, but it's not like they're even saying anything gross. They're literally just like, God, I'm horny. It's not like they're like, oh, fuck, I want to do my kink. I can't think of anything. I don't know.
They're just like, I'm horny and everyone here is ugly. Yeah. Including you.
True. But then we go back to Harry and Charlotte. Harry is showing Charlotte his friend's apartment, and basically he puts on some music and some surround sound.
It looks like Barney's apartment from How I Met Your Mother. Like, it's very...
Yeah. Well, it's bachelor pad.
It's a bachelor pad. Yeah. And he has, like, a remote control, and it, like, the blinds come down and music comes on. And she's like, oh, God, why is there a bar in the bedroom? And he's like, in case you want to drink in bed, like a grown-up. That's why, Charlotte.
Like, I would have a drink in bed, but that seems like a dumb question.
It's a great place to drink. And she's like, men think they need to pull out all these stops just to sleep with us. And then she turns around and Harry is like, Charlotte, I'm in love with you.
He's basically just like, you are the sexiest woman I've ever seen in my life. Your ex-husband was a putz. He was a fucking putz. And I would never do you that dirty. He is a fucking idiot. And I think about your lips all the time. And I love your lips.
Perfect pink lips. I love it. Like, he's like, you're so beautiful. I will say this. Okay, it's a bit creepy to like have her alone in a bedroom and this is where you're going to confess your love to her. Bit weird. Mm-hmm. But he did wait until their professional relationship was through with. Yes, because now she is officially divorced. She signed the papers. He is no longer, like, this is literally just, we're done with, I'm showing you this apartment as like, just someone who knows you now. Yeah. So it's like, okay, bit weird, bit full on. He's being very full on about it.
Uh-huh.
But, and then she's like, oh, Harry, I don't know. And then he's, saying how beautiful she is and how stupid Trey was, and she's into it. She likes it, and he's like, oh, but although I do like when he's just like, yeah, every time you say my name, it just turns me on so much. And she's like, well, then I'm going to stop saying it. Oh, I hate when people say my name. I don't know, it depends. It depends on how they say it, and like, the context is everything, really, so. I mean, I will say I am talking to a guy who is also called Alex, mm-hmm. and he's like, he says my name a lot. He's like, okay, good morning, Alex. And I'm like, hello, Alex. This isn't weird. It's just, yeah, no, I can see how that could be, like, kind of weird. I guess that's kind of an extreme case, though. But yeah, so they start fucking. Yeah, well, he's just kind of standing there by the bed, and he's just like saying these things to her, and then she just like charges at him and like starts kissing him on the bed, and it's like, oh, that took a turn. Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, fair enough. And yeah, this is like, I mean, she has fucked once since Trey. But, like, pretty much she hasn't really gotten laid a whole lot since leaving Trey. So, she's getting it. Go off. Mm-hmm. So we're back on the train, and it's awful. So Carrie's calling Miranda from her little car. And she's like, and Miranda's like, oh, it's bad. And Carrie's like, yeah. And then Samantha comes in, and apparently there's a bachelor party. So put your fucking clothes on and let's go. Mm-hmm. Yep. Which seems like, what the fuck? Who has a bachelor party on a train? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But, like, Carrie's like, I don't really want to get up. Like, I'm just sitting here. I really don't want to do anything. And Samantha is, and she also got the pimple, which doesn't even look like a pimple. It looks like they just did a really shitty job with her makeup, but, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Samantha's like, I got on this train for you. Please come out with me and do this one thing. I am literally going to die if I don't see a man. I need to see an attractive man or my pussy's gonna fall off. Let's go. Yes. Yeah, my pussy's just gonna fucking drop to the floor. Yeah. It's gonna, and then I'm gonna be like a Barbie doll. It's not gonna be fucking cute. Like, let's go. Yeah. So she does. So that's good for Samantha, I guess. Well, it's not really that good, but they go. So yeah, they go, and then we see Charlotte. She's in a gay bar with Anthony, mm-hmm. and she's like, there's like go-go boys, so they're like watching these like strippers, and they're like on fucking perv row. Also, they're like at the table at the stage. Yeah, exactly. They're right next to it. Yeah, and she's like, if you had really hot sex with a guy that you can't even stand, like, what do you do about that? And Anthony's like, you can say sex, a guy is bouncing his dick in your face. Anthony's like, I don't know how to spell. Can you tell me what you're saying? But yeah. I'm gay, I'm 19, I never fucking learned how to read. Exactly. What the fuck is up? Yeah, and then she's like, okay, well, we hooked up, and I don't even like him, but Anthony is so excited. He's like, okay, tell me every detail. I need to know everything. And he's like, no, like, girl, some of the best sex I've ever had is with people I just cannot fucking stand. Like, I hate them, and they have, like, the best sex ever. Charlotte's like, really? What the fuck? Exactly. And he's like, okay, well, look, here's what you do. You just keep all your conversations to just sex, and you tell them that you just want to have sex with them, and then when you're done, you kick him out. And Charlotte's like, that seems really mean. And he's like, well, do you want to do it or not?
I love that he's just like, no, it's hot.
Yeah, it's fucking sexy. And he's like so excited that she has had sex. I love it.
I know. And had sex and just like having sex kind of just like when she wants to because she's horny and not because it's like her husband or something.
Yeah.
It's really good. And especially because she's just like, okay, but like he's not attractive, like he's really sweaty and he's bald, and so I could never date him. And he's like, what the fuck's the problem?
Yeah.
Just fuck.
So,
just fuck him.
Just keep fucking him.
Yeah. Because the sex is really good.
And
we find out. It's very, very good.
The sex is good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having fun, have fun.
Yeah. Have a good time.
Yeah. And then, so the girls go to this quote-unquote bachelor party, and it's a bunch of, like, middle-aged men who are dressed kind of just in, like, jeans and hoodies and baseball caps.
Yeah.
They look like truckers. And, you know, Samantha is like, hello, boys. Ugh. How are we doing? What are you drinking? Beer? Let's have champagne. She's very much coming off like she's gonna solicit them.
Yeah, and they, like, don't even so much as look up from the football game or whatever sport it is. They're just like, okay.
Yeah. So, they obviously Samantha's a bit defeated, and Carrie sort of says to them, like, oh, you guys, this is my friend Samantha, and she, you know, I was wondering if maybe you could just flirt with her, like, she's come a long way with me, she just wants a bit of fun. And, they're like, well, we're all married apart from this one dude, so, we don't want to flirt with you. And yeah, and so, fucking L. Take the L.
Yeah, they're taking the fucking L all the way to fucking San Francisco. They go back to their cabin to drink their champagne, and they get absolutely fucking flavor blasted.
Yeah, and Carrie's popping her spot, and she gets it.
She does get it, which, like, good for you, Carrie. It's such a bad spot to have a zit, too, because it's, like, right on her cheekbone, basically. I hate that spot.
I get them there sometime, too, and I feel like I'm going to get another one because I'm kind of lazy with my skincare routine, so we'll see. But yeah, it's a terrible place because it's really hard to cover up, and then once you put concealer on it and then you put, like, blush over the top, it just looks red again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just can't. It's just bad all around. But she's got it figured out, kind of. She popped it, and for now it looks like shit. But like by the time the train rides over, it'll be like a fucking week, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But they're just like slurring their speech. Carrie's apologizing because he's like, "This is my fault. I shouldn't have taken you on this train." And Samantha's just like, she's very, very over the top, just absolutely hammered.
Absolutely hammered. But they do get to the book tour.
They do.
There's loads of people there, and Carrie's like, oh my god, are these people here just for me? And then Molly Shannon is like, yeah, they're not here just for you. There's a fucking famous dog here.
Yes, and it's Mr. Winkles. He's this perfect dog. Okay, so if you haven't seen, if you're not in the Discord server, which you can find the link to on our Twitter and Patreon and probably our Tumblr, wherever, it's probably everywhere, join our Discord server to look at this dog. I posted a picture of it in the the channel about watching the episodes. He is amazing. This dog sticks his tongue out like 4 full Christian inches out of its mouth.
He reminds me.
Yeah.
Wasn't there that dog that, like, was famous for sticking its tongue out and then it, like, died or something?
Well, there's one who died, like, this week who was famous for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marnie, like, rest in pieces. We love you, Marnie. But there was, this one is apparently also internet famous because, like, he's known from the internet, but also this is, like, 2002. So, like, what does that even mean? Like, famous on albino black sheep? Like, I don't get it. But, like, he is amazing and precious, and he has a book. He has more than one book, I think. And Carrie thinks she's better than this dog. She literally is like, are you serious? People are here for this dog and not for me. What the fuck? She's wrong.
She thinks she's better than this dog in the fucking custom Galliano. Wait, not Galliano, Gautier fucking Breton striped top with a fucking W insignia.
Yeah, no, she thinks it, but no.
A gay icon.
Yeah, This dog is amazing and literally has more rights than Carrie does. And Carrie has the audacity to be upset about this. She is offended and she's like, you know what? This is a fucking bust. Samantha, just go back to the hotel and like have a bath. Like enjoy yourself. You don't have to sit here for this. Like, what the fuck? This is the best day of your life. You just found out you're meeting this famous internet dog you didn't even know you were going to meet. What the hell? Like, what if you, like, this is like, what if we went on like a podcast tour and we were like, oh, Bone Bones, like, we're opening for Bone Bone? Like, I would lose my shit. I would be so excited. I'd be like, holy shit, we're opening for Bone Bone.
You need to just think about it and think, okay, look, right, more people are here for the dog than for me. However, I get to meet a very cute dog.
Right?
Sounds like a win to me. Silver lining.
That's a win. And it's like, whatever, who cares anyway? Also, what I was expecting was that she was going to read from her book, but there'd be like a bunch of kids there because it was like a famous dog. But that was luckily not what happened.
No.
But yeah, she like there. Then we see her sitting next to the dog on the stage next or whatever, and his mouth is fully sticking out. He's wearing like a t-shirt. Someone in the Discord said like he looks like a Build-A-Bear, which is extremely true. And she's just pouting.
And it also looks like, I say it looks like the Jean-Paul Gaultier fucking like Breton stripe top because it does.
Yeah, it's really good. And then so Carrie goes and she reads from her book, and it's like, kind of painful because like no one looks like they're there for her book at all, like not a single person. And at the end of her reading, someone like puts their hand up to ask a question, and the question is literally, when is Mr. Winkles coming out?
I would, do you know what, whenever Mr. Winkles isn't there, everyone's asking where Mr. Winkles is.
Like, I don't get it. It's like, that seems so rude. Like, even if I was there for Mr. Winkles, I'm not gonna be that rude person who's like, okay, I don't give a shit about you. When's the next person coming on? Like, it's so rude. But yeah, she's like, oh, he's coming, you know, very, very soon.
Yes. But then, speaking of people asking questions, so I did, and I'm not joking, I did verbally scream when this happened and paused my computer immediately.
Oh God.
I was like, oh fuck, because I knew he was going to be here. I forgot it was that this was how he appeared.
I know, me too. And as soon as the hand went up, and as soon as she was like, oh, well, I see the hand, but I don't see the person asking the question, I was like, oh, fuck me. Like, fucking fuck this.
So it's big.
Yeah.
And he's like, so this Mr. Big Character, does he have a real name? And she's like, he does, but I'm not at liberty to reveal it. I want to keep his private life private.
Oh my God. It's so fucking, I'm cringing just thinking about it. I also realized that, like, God, for a second I was like, oh, he's the only fucking person in San Francisco who cares to show up for her thing. And then I was like, God, that one St. Vincent song is literally what Carrie's like anthem for her and Big would be. Like, they would break up and she would be like, you're the only motherfucker in New York who understands me. And I literally hate it so much. I hate that I'm thinking about this now. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh God.
So she's very happy that he showed up. She didn't even invite him. She goes up to the apartment and she's like, Samantha, get the fuck out of here. I need to fuck Big. Like, get out. And she's still in the bath. And Carrie's like, I got a smaller room. Please just go there and I'll fuck Big in the big room. And I'm like, okay, why don't you fuck Big in the small room and leave Samantha here? But
and Samantha is like, I don't want to be in a small room.
Yeah, which, like, is extremely understandable.
Yeah.
And, like, this hotel suite is fucking huge. It is, I cannot even imagine being in a hotel this big, in a hotel room this big. It's wild.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's like a suite. So they're in the room and, well, like, Big knocks up and Carrie's in a little black dress, and he's like, oh, did you hide the body? Why did I have to wait in the hotel lobby for 30 minutes?
True. And then
he got her gum, and I have written down, he doesn't eat pussy because she feeds him big red gum.
What?
Well, because it's spicy.
Ooh, true. I didn't know Big Red was spicy. Is it like cinnamon gum?
it's cinnamon gum, so it's spicy. I remember I used to love it, and then I had like a really bad reaction to it, and my mouth started peeling. I don't know why.
Oh my god, that's horrifying. I used to kind of like that fake cinnamon, like cinnamon heart, cinnamon gum and stuff when I was a kid, and now I just don't care for it like at all. Like, I would be fine if someone offered it to me, but it's like never what I'm gonna buy ever.
No, it's like, but yeah, I'm like, and then she immediately kisses him, and he swallows his gum.
Yeah, it's just like right in the middle of him talking, she's just like, I'm so fucking horny, I'm just gonna go up and kiss you. And yeah, he basically like chokes on it for a second because he's not expecting this. Ugh, yeah.
And so he's like, oh, actually, should we go to dinner? Because, he says something about, like, something to do with his vineyard and trying to make connections with this restaurant, so he has to go.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie's pissed off.
Yeah, Carrie's just like, but I want to fuck you now. And she's like, cannot wait. But then she does reluctantly agree to go out for dinner with him. But she's so horny that when they're going out for dinner, she's like constantly touching his leg with her foot under the table. Yeah. But he's just acting like nothing's happening. He's just talking like normal about stuff.
Yeah, just being normal about stuff. Mm-hmm. And he is like, oh, so I was walking through the mall, and she's like, you go to the malls? And he's like, well, I live in America now, Carrie. But he's like, he saw her book, and he went in and bought it, and then he went home to his porch, lit up a big cigar, and read it cover to cover, and then he's like, I didn't realize how much I hurt you.
Yup. Which is like, that is not what Carrie was expecting to have happened at all.
No?
Carrie's like, oh, I mean, you've read my columns before. Like, I don't know why this is what the content of the book was anything new. And he's like, okay, I mean, I've never read them all at once, like back to back. Yeah. It really seems like I fucked you up real bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they go back to her hotel room, and he's just like reading from the book, like, okay, right, so like the key thing, that was a big deal. All right, on page 39 in chapter 3, like he has fucking earmarked like the issues. He's like, I was a bad guy. Like, yeah, buddy, well done.
He was bad guy Billie Eilish, and Carrie like keeps trying to be like, she wants to fuck so bad that she's like, oh no, you were so good, you never did anything wrong. You told me you didn't want to be intimate, and I just kept pushing, and it was all my fault. And you know what? Just forget about everything. It's all in the past. Like nothing. You know what? Don't worry about it at all. And Big's like, yeah, no, I really fucked you up. And like, according to this book, your judgment when it comes to me is really bad.
Yeah. So he's like, and she's like, listen, she's like, just kiss me. Just lay on top of me. I don't care.
Yeah.
And she's like, he says, I don't think that's a good idea, Carrie. I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah. Which is like, well, how the turntables, like fucking, I can't believe that like Big is actually kind of realizing this now of all times. But like, I do love how she just wants to fuck so bad that she's like, I don't care. I will apologize for everything you did wrong. And I think she believes it too. I think she literally believes it. But they don't sleep together that night. Like literally they just fall asleep in the bed, just fully clothed. And yeah.
I mean, he has the book on his face when he wakes up.
Yeah, so he must have just fallen asleep, like, actually reading it. And she probably just fell asleep listening to him babble about whatever, about the book. So.
Yeah. But quickly we go to Harry and Charlotte, speaking of waking up in bed to someone. And he says to her, I love making love to you. And she's like, no, we are fucking.
She does 50 Cent voice, fucking... I'm into having sex, not into making love. But don't give me a hug. Please get changed and leave.
Yeah.
And
and I mean, I don't love it. But his back is hairier than his chest.
It is extremely a lot. Yeah, it is very hairy.
And I will say, as someone who has slept with a guy with a very hairy back, it's not fun to run your fingers through it. is kind of...
I really just don't have any experience with it, because, like, I like hairy chest, definitely. Hairy back is not a thing I've ever experienced before, but...
If you do sort of get, like, flashbacks to, you know, possibly fucking Chewbacca. But
yeah, potentially that's what it could seem like.
Potentially. Maybe that was just me, because he was also very tall.
Yeah, that could be it too. That could be
my solitary experience.
Uh-huh.
But he just has a very hairy back. And yeah, Charlotte's still not feeling any attraction to him. It's just sex. And every time he tries to be romantic, she's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, your skin is so soft and smooth and beautiful. And she's like, you have a hard dick.
Yep.
And she's like, put on your pants and if that's okay, and go. And he's just like, okay, whatever you want. How about dinner this Friday? And she's just like, no. You're like, just to be clear, you are just a great fuck, and that is it.
And he's like, okay, bye.
Yep, he's like, crystal clear, gotcha. That's it, that's fine. Yep.
Cool. And then real quick, we go back to Carrie, and she gets her wake-up call. Do you get it?
Her wake-up call. Because she has to do another book reading, so she has to get up for a reason. And her and Big wake up, and they're both like in their clothes, nothing happened, and she is basically just like, okay, well, time to get up and go for my reading. And he's like, well, where are you going so fast? She's like, to my reading. I gotta go. And he's just like, well, not so fast. Let's fuck.
And he does a full 360-degree turn, and it completely flips.
Yep, he just suddenly is like, okay, that's fine, we can fuck now. And so they do, and I thought this was going to make her just completely miss her book reading, but it turned out that she didn't miss her book reading. She just shows up on time and everything, so that's fine.
It's completely fine. There are no consequences to this whatsoever.
Nope.
He just woke up with morning wood and was like, well, you're here.
Might as well just fuck, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's healthy. Not an issue at all. So she goes to her reading. Where did you...
Sorry, no, I'm here.
You went like super quiet. There wasn't even any background, so I was like...
I just realized that I left the door locked for Matt, so after we finish talking about the episode, I'm going to go unlock it real quick and then come back and we can do the questions. She goes to her reading. It's a bit more successful. Seems to be like everyone's there for her. And then Samantha comes in and she says, you know, okay, I packed up the bags and everything. The car's outside so we can go. Also, I got plane tickets first class because fuck you, I'm not getting on a train ever again in my life. Yep. And so that's good. Nice ending for them to fly back and not want to kill each other again or kill anyone else. And yeah, because basically also Samantha's like, oh, how'd it go with Big? And Carrie's like, oh, I'll tell you over on the train ride. And like Samantha's like, fuck that. No way.
Absolutely fuck that. Never happening.
Yeah. And that's the end of the episode. So we're going into the season finale now.
That's episode. Yeah, season finale next week, baby.
It sure fucking is. Hell yeah. I'm going to go open the door for Matt downstairs, and I will be back in 1 minute.
Let him in.
I will. Well, he's not here yet, but I'm just going to unlock the door. Okay, just a sec. God, so I was also just sitting in like pitch darkness because I didn't turn the lights on before I started recording. And then it just got so dark. And I just couldn't turn the light on. So I was like, oh cool, it's just black in here. Normal.
I guess the downside of doing this slightly earlier is like Matt isn't here to scream something.
Yeah, I guess well, it's slightly earlier for you. It's slightly later for me.
True.
Because right now, normally, like, Matt gets home in, like, really soon, so.
Have him come, I need him to just throw in a line.
Throw in his classic line. He got one in fear baiting, I can't remember what it was, but he yelled something.
Love it.
So rankings?
I would say Charlotte for the top. Maybe Samantha. She put up with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, she really kind of did. She kind of, like, literally just came along for the ride. Like, she had no... Yeah. She was so bored that she was like, I will take a cross-country train, which is expensive. Trains are not cheap. It's not like a $30 train ride.
No.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not like, oh, it's expensive. And she did it all to help get her friend laid.
Literally, that's it. And, like, okay, so good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe Charlotte.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, she got what she wanted. She was clear about it. And then, I mean, Miranda did literally nothing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that she had no plot until I was, like, going to do a question call, and I was like, this is what happened this week. And then I'm like, did Miranda not have a plot, or did I just forget about it? And she literally just didn't do anything.
No, she did not do anything. So, yeah, I guess she's at the bottom.
Yeah, I would probably put her last because, like, she has nothing to contribute this week. She had, like, one line at brunch or at...
Yeah.
It wasn't even brunch. It was, like, at their dinner or something, and that was it. She never showed up again. Oh, she was on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, she was on the phone for, like, tops 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was it. So, like, really just phoning it in this week. Like, literally. Fucking... Yeah, she's my last, then Carrie, because Carrie, like, I think she was pretty valid this week compared to usual. She got what she wanted. She doesn't seem to be, like, attached to Big at this point. I think that she was pretty good. And then I think I would do Samantha second and Charlotte first, because I just really love the Charlotte and Harry scenes, and I do love to see Charlotte be like, you're just a good fuck. Like, it's just really, really good to me. So yeah, she's my number one.
Cool.
All right. So that is our rankings. So we can do questions now. So, oh no, sorry, I just went and read the Discord where Shep said that earlier when we were talking about Marnie. I said rest in pieces instead of rest in peace, which is just what I'm used to saying now when I say rest in peace, because like because I'm just used to saying it as a joke. I'm so sorry, Marnie. Oh my god, like, sincerely rest in peace. You're so good. Anyway.
You're a terrible person.
I mean, I did get... There is the thing that Colin said about me earlier today, which is like, whenever I worry about being too mean to people, Steph hops in and says, drink bleach, which, like, to be fair, I didn't say it to the person's face. I was just getting really annoyed at, like, a conversation that I was watching happen, and people are stupid, and anyway.
Listen, I didn't say to their face that they should drink bleach. I just said it behind their back, so that's better.
The thing is, I don't condone being mean to people who are nice and normal. That's the thing. Anyway, be kind to people who are also kind. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah.
Questions. If you want to send questions, you can send them to citygirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/ask. We have 2 questions this week.
We do.
Yeah, the first one is from regular asker, patron of the show, Siberian Pine, who is saying, what's the longest train journey you've ever done? How was it? Also, have you heard about the 45 meters under club?
I would say, so my longest one, train journey, I mean, I feel like, because I commute to, like, basically the other side of London to get to places, so I'd say it's probably, like, with, like, I feel like I've had one journey home where I had, like, delay after delay, and it probably got to, like, 2 hours. I definitely did once, when I was staying with Chewbacca, I had to get home, and it took me, like, 2 hours to get to the other side of London, even though by car it was probably about, like, 30 Minutes.
Yeah, okay.
So that was stupid. That was awful.
Yeah. That's a long time for like, in one city transit.
I know, that's the thing. It's so stupid. My friend was like, why are you commuting for love? Like, why are you dating long distance when you're literally in the same city?
Yeah, that's true. That's unreasonable.
Yeah.
I think, oh god, I'm trying to think. So I know that, like, Ottawa to Toronto is, like, 5 hours-ish by train. So that's up there. I have taken a couple trains in Europe before, but I don't think any of them were, like, consecutively longer than 5 hours. But, like, I've taken, like, a couple connections before. Like, I think I took one from, like, Nice to Venice, but there was a stop in between, but like together it was like an extremely long day.
Yeah.
And that was like awful because Trenitalia is literally the worst company in the world, and their trains are old as balls and they suck ass and they're so bad, and their trains will stop for like 2 hours at a time and they're like, this is fine. And you're like, okay, but I'm dying and I have a connection to make. Please kill me.
I honestly, days where you're traveling are the worst. Like if you have to do a full day, it's a lot. So that sounds awful.
Yeah, I do love to, like, I really enjoy the trip from Toronto to Ottawa. I think that one is decent because, like, some of it's on the lakefront, which is kind of nice. It's not that long of a trip, and it's basically like being on an airplane. You can use like Wi-Fi and data and stuff, so like it's decent. I think that's perfectly fine. But like the other trip that I had that was just like extremely long, like in Europe, that fucking sucked ass, and I hated it so much.
Yeah, those do suck. I remember it wasn't on a train, it was on a coach, but I went to Belgium once on a school trip, and it took maybe like 3 or 4 hours. It was awful.
Coach trips are the worst. They make me feel so sick for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah.
But I was like 14, so I was reading The Catcher in the Rye. So that was fun.
Yeah, so you were like ready to go kill John Lennon.
Exactly. And then I found out that he was already dead, and I was like, well,
when I get to
hell, I'll just...
job already done.
No, but when I get to hell, I'll just have to kill him again.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, do you ever just like wake up kind of mad that like Ronald Reagan's dead because it means that you can't kill him personally? Like,
I know, I want Jodie Foster to love me.
I know, right? Yeah.
So, and also, you know, revenge for all the black and gay people he fucking killed.
Yeah, that would also be good to get revenge for. True. Well, good thing at least we can piss on his grave, so that's good at least.
True.
The 45 meters under club.
So I googled this. It's when you fuck like on a train, particularly the Eurostar.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, I didn't realize trains went that far underground, but I mean, because 45 meters seems like, I guess it's not actually that deep, but, like, it sounds deep to me.
Yeah, I think that is how deep they are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never heard of it before, but I know now.
I mean, if you go to, like, the old stations in London, where I feel like I read somewhere that, like, every underground station in London is like 12 layers down. And if you ever have to take the fucking stairs of one of these places, RIP to your knees. Fuck that shit. I hate it.
That sounds awful, and I hate it. I hate to think about it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just wondering what they would call this equivalent for the SkyTrain, like in Vancouver. There, some of it is like, I don't know if any of it's underground, but some of it is literally just like, I don't know, like probably 50 meters in the air. And so the 50 meter high club, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want to fuck on the SkyTrain. It's very not private. It's not like a train that has like like places you can go and be private.
Yeah, I feel like the only train I would fuck on would be like a train with like sleeper cars and stuff, like one you're meant to sleep on, because I don't want to fuck on I don't want to fuck in like a public bathroom ever.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I'm thinking of the only trains that I've been on, like, because the subway in Toronto, for example, like, doesn't have, like, there's no bathrooms on the train. It's literally just, like, the train carts. And then, like, I guess where the conductor person goes. But, like, otherwise, like, there's the GO trains, which take you from, like, I can take one from my city to Toronto, and those have bathrooms, and that's it. But that doesn't go underground either. So that's just the zero meter under club.
Yeah. The most I've done is I've definitely made out in a few train stations and on the train, but that's it.
That seems a lot more normal, yeah.
Yeah. I've made out on the train several times. That's fun, but like I've never fucked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've sat on people's laps and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe been a bit weird, and been very drunk and shouting and stuff, and thrown up on the train as well.
Yeah.
But I've never fucked.
Yeah, that makes sense. This leads into our other question, which is from other friend of the show and also patron, Kitty Princess on Tumblr, also known as Summer, who said best train experiences.
Leading on from throwing up on the train, Actually, I threw up on the platform. This was late at night, and it was the night, like, I think it was the weekend before Christmas, so it was when everyone has their Christmas parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just been to a Christmas party with my friend, and then got lost from him and was trying to find my way back to his place by myself, a place which I had never been. It was fucking stupid. It was awful, but I was somehow blissful about it. And I threw up on the platform and then got on the train that I needed to get on. And this guy, like, handed me a tissue. And I was like, thank you. Like, I must have looked so terrible with, like, mascara falling down my face. Vomit, like, just covering me.
Oh my God.
And being like, and he handed me a tissue and looked, like, so sorry.
Oh.
Like, so apologetic. And I was like, thank you.
Oh,
but it was
really
the nicest
sweet.
thing.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
That's
and then
nice.
the other day, so like I have a little badge. You can get them from TFL, and it says like offer me a seat, and it's for people with invisible disabilities or whatever. And this woman, like, she was about to sit down, and then she saw me, and she was like, "Oh, do you want my seat?" And I was like, "Yes, please. Thank you very much." And she said, "Oh, I saw your badge, and I just, I used to have one. People never used to give me a seat, so I like to do it when I can." And I was like, "Thank you so much. I love you." Like, every time someone gives me their seat, I'm so grateful.
Oh.
And then every time they don't, I might, like, subconsciously be putting a curse on them.
Yeah, well, they deserve it, is the thing.
Yeah.
Because people who are
When
bad
I
at
can-
transit like that should go to hell and will go to hell.
When I can see if they see it, I'm like, you're evil. And then I had to ask someone for their seat the other day because I felt like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me with the most disdain.
Like, it's not like you're faking having it. Like,
No.
It's like, I cannot imagine the kind of person who, like, goes through the, like, effort to get a badge for that and then just pretends. Like, it's like, how many people do you think have, like, a fake handicap sign that they use to, like, park wherever they want? Like, not many people are going out of their way to get that. Like, I think you can assume people are probably almost always telling the truth about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and, like, even if I was lying, I'd probably be the very small percentage of people that would be. Like, I remember I told someone I had it and they were like, "Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to get one when I'm hungover." And I'm like, that's not what it's for, so please don't do that.
That is not what it's for. Jesus Christ, people are fucking assholes. It's like, life hack, fucking get a badge that tells people that you deserve to have a seat when you fucking don't. You're just coward.
Life hack, pretend to be disabled.
Like, literally though, that is what they're doing. Like, it's that is infuriating. That is so infuriating.
It's so bad.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm like, yeah, because obviously I look completely fit and healthy, so it's just handy to have and be like, I am poorly. So yeah, when people do nice, I mean, I guess it's like they should be doing it anyway, but it does feel very nice when someone offers me their seat or whatever.
Yeah, that's good of them. I'm happy people do that. My grandparents are always really happy that people do that for them when they take the bus out a lot because they're like, "Oh, well, we're not going to drink and drive, but like we want to go out to the pub sometimes." So they'll like take the bus down, and I'm like, that is very adorable to think of my grandparents doing this, getting on the bus.
I remember once, like, I was sitting down and I had my badge on, and there were like 3 old people, like 70 plus, like proper, very obviously old. Because I mean, I guess when someone's like 50 or 60, it can kind of be, I get being a bit hesitant because you don't want to be like offensive, and they're like, "I'm perfectly fit, young man, fuck you." But
yeah,
I mean, they also make like baby on board, like TFO is pretty good with that stuff. They also have like baby on board ones, so you know if someone is pregnant.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. That's they should have that.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I can't offer them my seat. And also there was a pregnant woman. So there were 3 old people and a fucking heavily pregnant woman. And they were all standing. And I was there with my badge on. And I was like, so is anyone else going to stand up? I was just looking at them like, you dickheads.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It was the worst. And then I said to the pregnant lady, I was like, "Do you want my seat? I feel really bad." And she's like, "No, you need it too. Like, don't worry about it. When's your stop?" And I said, "King's Cross." And she's like, "Then I'll sit down when you get off at King's Cross." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, I backseat this seat for you. Don't worry about it, babe.
God, people are assholes. Ugh.
People are the worst.
Yeah, but I don't know. At least some people are kind. Some people are kind and will just do that. But
yeah, I will say small acts of kindness. Small acts of kindness are greatly appreciated.
It really
What's
is.
your story?
It's true. God, I don't know, because I feel like none of them are like particularly interesting. Because I don't really ride trains like for public transit very often, like to get day to day, because I don't live in a city that has them. Like I ride the one in Toronto sometimes when I'm there, but like not that often. So like I don't know, I feel like the nicest train ride, like one time I went from Ottawa to Quebec City, like going through Montreal, and like I literally just spent the entire time watching like an entire season of BoJack, and it was pretty good.
Nice.
It was like the day the season came out, and I was like, this is kind of nice. Just like I can look out the window, it's real nice. It's like September, which is like really good, and yeah, that was a nice ride. I don't know. I don't have anything exciting to say about it.
Yeah, that's still cute though.
But like compared to some of the other experiences I've had that have just been extremely negative, it's like that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's it for our questions. So thanks for sending those in. We can do the Patreon now, which if you want to subscribe to us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo. So you can give us as low as $1 a month, and for that you get a special Discord role, you get access to our bonus content, so the Mummy mailbag or our Keanu episodes. So we've already put out, there's 2 mailbags and there's also 2 Keanus, another Keanu coming soon. You also get access to the Looker and Nanu Discord channel, which has just a bunch of pictures of the sweet boys in it, and it's just really, you can just subscribe to us, join the Discord, and then you can just like scroll through just months of pictures that are exclusive to that channel, and they're very good photos and they're very cute. You can also give us $5 or more a month. At that tier, you get everything from the $1, plus you get an even specialer Discord role, plus you get a shout out on the podcast. So shout out to our $10 donor Alex Shope, who's listening right now, Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jess Sayalachi, Summer Geist, Dan Mike Dawson Silva, Pierre the Disaster, and Siberian Pine Hardwood. So thank you all for donating. You can submit something for me to read in Steve voice, which we have a submission this week. This is from a friend of the show, Summer, who has submitted for me to read this Animal Crossing New Horizons review in Steve voice. Perfect game, 5 stars, excellent quality all around. Miranda, the animal and human villager models are peak quality, especially Filberts. Would suggest this game to anyone of any age. Very calming with lovely little flowers and gardens and plenty of friends. Wonderful game for relaxation, complete with very serene music to perfect the atmosphere. Miranda, you gotta play it.
I mean, I agree.
I cannot wait to sink my teeth into Animal Crossing New Horizons. I am going to just go absolutely feral when it comes out and just lose my shit. I will not be able to get a single thing done for like a month straight.
I'm so mad that I don't have a Nintendo Switch.
True, because it's like you don't really want to buy one just for that one game.
No, but also I do want to see my boys and girls at the Animal Crossing Village.
Yes. I'm so excited to me and a couple of my like friends from where I live are like, oh, we need to get together and have an Animal Crossing LAN party where we just fucking like hang out in one of our villages and just that's it. Like that's all we do. And I'm so excited. I'm gonna lose my shit. Like this Animal Crossing. Like, I only really care about, like, 3 video games, like Pokemon, Zelda, and Animal Crossing, and that's pretty much it. And, yeah, so this is a big one. I'm excited.
I feel like half my Instagram Explore page is just Animal Crossing memes now.
Same?
That I just, like, send to my friend, and I'm like, look, these are earrings with the froggy chairs on.
They're so good! I follow this one Instagram page that's just, like, Marxist Animal Crossing memes, and they're very good. I really, really like it.
It's great. I will say, like, did Animal Crossing make us leftists? Because I feel like we all have this resentment to Tom Nook, who is basically a landlord.
I appreciate him because he is basically the best thing you can be as a landlord without literally letting someone live rent-free. Because literally, he's just like, you have a base house, which you don't even have to pay off the loan if you don't want to. Literally, you could just not pay it. You don't pay any interest. You only have to pay if you want to upgrade it. Literally, he doesn't give a shit. He's not like, you're evicted if you don't pay your rent. Like, that sounds pretty much as ideal as you can get without living in a moneyless society. So
true, but like I do want to just buy like pink stuff for my house. So
yes, I want to be able to in real life have an exact Animal Crossing house where I have the full like however many rooms you get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, I guess, however many it is, with like just expanding on them and having like themed rooms with like just put whatever the fuck you want, and you have a fucking different KK song playing in every room. Like,
yes,
perfect.
I remember I had like a library. Like, I had a full-on library in my Animal Crossing village, and then I threw a tantrum and deleted it. I'm such an idiot.
Oh, no! That's so sad. I've been getting really excited by playing some Happy Home Designer again, because I kind of forgot that game just absolutely rules. Like, it's so fun because I love to just decorate. And I ordered like an amiibo card for my favorite Animal Crossing villager, and it came in the mail yesterday, so I'm so excited to just put him in my village the second I get the game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also in the new Animal Crossing, you can be brown. Fucking
you can?
finally.
Yeah, and none of the features are restricted by gender. Like, I think you do have to pick a gender so that they can, like, give you, like, have pronouns for you, which is, like, I mean, it's Nintendo, so, like, I guess that's what they do. But, like, you're not, like, if you set your gender to male, you can, like, pick whatever hair or features or outfits you want. You're not, like, restricted to the male-only ones and stuff, so.
No, I guess that's something, at least.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's better than nothing. And listen, I can finally not be white, so I will be a slightly darker shade of white. Let me have that at least.
True. They are letting you have it. They are letting me, I mean, they literally put exactly me just in the trailer to the game, so I'm kind of like, they finally put in a shade of red hair that, like, I actually would like to put on a character, because, like, most games just refuse to do that, so that is extremely not something that matters that much compared to, like, skin colors, but, like, I am excited that they have a red hair that I like, so.
That's good.
But yeah, Animal Crossing, that's podcast, I guess. I guess we can just wrap it up now. You can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island, and you can follow our podcast at City Girls Make Do on the 2 places I also just listed.
Yeah. And if you want to find me personally, then yeah, I'm on Tumblr at Dork Phoenix and Twitter at Alex the Virgo. No, just Alex the Virgo.
Yes.
Alex the Virgo on Instagram.
True.
I need to change my Instagram handle to something that is less embarrassing.
I am tempted to change mine to be something that is, like, more the same brand as all my other stuff, but at the same time I don't want to, because like a bunch of people that I know follow me on Instagram, not just, like, the people who follow me on, like, Twitter and Tumblr and stuff. So it's like, I don't really want people to know my handle as, like, the same as my Twitter handle, because then they can just look me up on, like, a different website where I don't want them to follow me.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I need a place on the internet to talk shit about people, and that's Tumblr.
Yes. Exactly.
So. Yeah.
And I guess also check out noisepace.xyz, where we are hosted. Thank you to Matt, who is now home. He got inside after I opened the door for him.
Hell yes.
And yeah, that's where you can find all the other podcasts that we love, like the fear baiting that I guess, not the fear baiting that I guessed on last week, which I promoted last week as well. But like, we recorded it after, like 2 hours after we recorded City Girls Make Do, and I think Sarah and I died. Like, it was very fun to record. So I definitely recommend checking it out. The movie was really good. So we talk about Twilight a lot and Buffy a little bit. It's Shadow of the Vampire. I mean, like, we gotta, so.
Yeah, hell yes.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like we talk about Twilight and Buffy on this show, like every other episode. So.
That's true. We also talked a decent amount about the very concept of Jared Leto Joker having the same plot as Shadow of the Vampire, where like Shadow of the Vampire is Willem Dafoe's character is a literal vampire, but he's in the Nosferatu, like he's playing in the Nosferatu movie, like the vampire. And it's like, well, what if that was just Suicide Squad and they got a real clown, Jared Leto, to play the Joker?
You know that fucking tweet that's like, are there actual clowns or people who just dress up as them?
Yeah, bitch, what the fuck's an actual clown? Like, yeah, we talked about that for like 5 minutes. So really definitely check it out.
I definitely need to listen to it because the phrase actual clown makes me lose my mind.
Yeah, same. It's really good, and Sarah's very funny, so I guess we'll have to have her on again.
Good.
Yeah, because we're going to be in season 6 soon, and she comes on like once a season, so we got to get one last Sarah in before the show wraps up. So
she's our honorary seagull.
She is. So we love to record with her. Very, very fun to do. But that's podcast. So look at all those things that we just listed, and also check us out next week when we're back with our season finale. Bye-bye. Bye. Smoke weed every day. That's not what we say at the end of this podcast.
But do that anyway. I mean, if it's good for you, like obviously don't do it if it's bad for you, but like if weed helps, like why not?
Yeah, I guess what we do say is so long and good night, fuck cops and moe every day, and kiss Keanu square on the lips.
That's what we do say.
I
but,
know.
You know, maybe not every day, but like smoke a joint every now and then if you want to.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.